There it is, 8:40 in the morning on Saturday, July 16th, 2022. I'm just kind of taking over the rest stop here doing bike maintenance. I've got super good charging going on. Almost 3 amps, 2.7 amps going in right now. That's good. That's really good. Starkly beautiful skies. I've had to move a couple times because the shadows are coming in. That's easy to fix. Let's see, what have I done so far? The front wheel, the brake was squeaking, so I swapped brake rotors. This was the one off of the original, the little motor, and it was warped a little bit from overheating going down the hills. So I took the rotor off of the spare wheel that came with the bike and put it on there, and so that should be better. Hopefully I didn't warp that one already. I don't remember. I'm going to swap out the rear tire, just about out of tread. That's got to have over 1,000 miles on it. New tire I'm putting on, I don't like it as much. I couldn't find any really good road tires in my size at the REI I was at, so this will go for a while. I don't know, it feels really light, so I'll just plan on replacing it, and I'll save this tire for if I need it. You know, it'll get me to the next town kind of thing. Those are the spare wheels from the 26-inch bike, and I've got the spare tires, and then I've got one spare wheel for the front of this bike I can put on, and that's a spare tire for the trailer if I need it. Already running out of tread on this tire, so that didn't last very long. Yeah, anyway, as long as I can get it home, that's all I care about. So yeah, it's kind of worked out good. I'm taking advantage of the fact that my battery was just about dead when I came in, so as soon as the sun came up, I got the bike pushed out into the sun, and then I broke down camp and started doing bike maintenance, and it's going to work out good. Time I'm ready to roll, I should have enough power. I don't have to wait for it to get to completely full, but it's only 8:30 now, so it doesn't hurt to sit still for a little bit. If I don't roll before 10, that's fine. I got downhill for a ways, but then it's going to go uphill again, so yeah, anyway. So that's my day so far. Oh, last thing I wanted to mention. This is one of those things that you just don't even think about until you see it, kind of thing. So, rest stop here has got to be one of the best rest stops I've ever seen. Maybe not the best, but a really nice one. So what they've got is, you go inside the building, and then there's probably 4 or 5 individual restrooms on each side, so 5 for the women, 5 for the men. You open the door, you go in, you close the door, you can lock the door. You've got a sink, a urinal, and a toilet, and air dryer, you know, for that, but for drying your hands. But the water is warm. It's really warm. It's not quite too warm, but it's really warm. So when I realized that, it's like, okay, so it's been 3 or 4 days since I took a shower, right? So I was looking around, and I've got a couple like shop towels that I found on the side of the road at one time. So I'm like, okay, shake all the lint off of that, and the stickers from all the weeds and everything. Take that in there. I had my bar of soap, got the towel half wet, keep one half dry for drying off with, and one part of your body at a time, just get nice and wet, soap up a little bit, rinse the towel, wipe the soap off, rinse the towel, wipe the soap off. Do that a couple times. Oh man, does that make a difference? Just morale, While I was at it, this shirt dries really fast, so I washed the shirt in the sink, just water and wring it out really good. I didn't soap it or anything, but get me another day or 2 out of this shirt, so I don't have to do laundry right away. Yeah, that kind of thing. It just makes a huge difference. So that's the way it is. It's like usually you walk in a restroom in like a truck stop or a rest area. There'd be a row of sinks and a row of toilets, and you're just in there with everybody else. And it's kind of awkward doing a sponge bath, if somebody else walks in, you get your, shorts around your ankles or something like that, trying to clean up a little bit. And this is just nice, Obviously, it'd be nice if they had a shower, but I haven't seen any rest areas that have showers yet, which that would be a game changer. You'd be like, just go to Montana for the showers kind of thing. So the more I'm on the road, you start picking up on these things. It's like, at the end of the day, it was already getting cold when I came in here. So if that water was cold, I wouldn't have wanted to get, I probably would have done it, but it's hard, So something I had done on the Alaska trip, because I had I didn't take the stove. I just would make fires all the time. So I could heat up a little bit of water over the fire in a little pan I had, and you could do a sponge bath with that, and it was better than nothing, right? So I haven't got a stove on this trip yet either. I actually thought about buying one, and then I thought, well, I've got 2 at home, so I'm not going to buy one now if I'm on the way home, but it's still going to be a month before I get there. So next time we'll make room for the stove, definitely. But just wake up in the morning, it's like, oh, I don't stink as bad. This is great. The other thing is, every time I'd go by a stream or something like that, or a couple times if you saw like a water faucet or something, you'd get your hands wet and wipe your arms off, and then wipe your legs off below the shorts, because you get so much road grime sticking to your legs. At the end of the day, you just, it's awful, So whenever you got a chance, you'd at least clean off the parts of your legs you could get to without taking your shoes off, kind of thing. There has been a couple times I've sat down on a rock and soaked my feet, and that's nice. Just, you don't think about it till you go a few days without a shower. Now that it's getting warm again, makes a difference. So let's see. New Mexico, the campgrounds had showers. They were warm. I never went into Colorado before, so I'm not sure about that. A lot of times on Google Maps, if you look for campsites, in the reviews, somebody will mention if there are showers and if they're hot or not. So that's kind of one way to look. It makes a difference. I've had a couple people mention those solar heated showers. It's just basically a black bag that you can fill up with water, then hang it on a tree, and then have a little valve on it. You can open it and the water dribbles out. I used to have one of those. And the one thing I remember is I never took it on the Alaska trip. I wanted to, and then I just didn't have room, I guess, or something. But I usually end up riding as long as I can. And so there's 2 problems with that. One, when you get to camp, you don't have time for this thing to heat up because it's dark already, or at least late. And 2, if I'm on the bike, I don't want to carry this bag full of water with me because it's heavy, so it's a gallon of water or something like that you would have to carry just for your shower. I'm looking at, well, I've got a gallon of drinking water, and I don't want to use that to clean up with unless I really have to. But I'm not going to drink. I'm not going to shower with that unless I know I can replace it. All right. So, like the first half of the trip, practically, there was almost no places. I didn't go very many places that had streams or lakes, really. So I ended up not bringing the water filter with me even because there was no water. If there was water, it would be something like at a dollar store where I could go buy a gallon of water, or something like that. So it's just kind of a different way to look at it. So anyway, morning like this, it's like I was tired. Early, what it was is I was tired from 2 days ago. I rode 90 miles, and then yesterday I looked at I only did about 50 or 55 miles, but it was cloudy day, rainy day, didn't have very good solar, so my battery got pulled down quite a bit. So there was a lot of times where I was riding very minimal electric assist, so that really wore me out more. Yeah. Whereas the day before I had really good solar, so I really was cranking on it, so that makes a difference. But most days have been really pretty sunny, so can't complain. Alright, we'll swap out a tire and then I can start loading the bike up. And as the sun gets higher, I think if I leave by 9:30, something like that. I mean, I'm just about done. I had a whole list of little things I wanted to do, and I'm just kind of working through them, so we'll get there. Cool. 10 after 11, finally rolling out. Got the squeak on the front wheels gone. Got a new rear tire on. Got my new handlebar grips. Oh man, I like them already. Just a little different feel, but a lot more support. And we got about 30 miles of downhill. The battery's over 50 volts. And I should be doing more regen going down the hill. I started off on a little access road. I'm going to ride this for about a mile and then get back on the freeway. I just wanted to make sure everything sounded good before I got going. I think we're good though. I'm assuming this works. I'm not doing this to make it worse for whoever owns this trailer. But if you ever get a chance to look at a wrecked trailer, and I'm going to assume nobody's in there, just look at how they're built. It's like the wood is stapled together on the inside. There is some wood in there. The fiberglass is pretty thin, the insulation. And then the outer, what you see is just siding that's pretty thin that's stapled onto the wood on the inside. And when they crash, they just explode. Crashing, well, that's going to happen. And usually if you crash, it's going to be totaled anyway. But the problem is, just going down a bumpy road, all those little staples just start popping out. And even if you don't crash it, it comes up looking about like this. Which is sad. Yeah, you know. Alright, quick before I get on the freeway. It sure is pretty here. True story, when I got out of the Navy, I was seriously considering moving to Montana. Sometimes I wonder about that. One possibility, if I ever got a bunch of money, not likely to happen, I could buy another small parcel up here, spend summers up here and winters in Texas. Would make a lot of sense. Could happen. Coming up on a construction zone, so I thought this would be a good time to get off the bike and stretch a little bit and take a whiz and drink the water. And so look at the river here. River, stream, or creek, I'm not sure. That's wonderful. Some days I'd try to hide a little better than this, but honestly it's getting hot and I'm tired, so it's about 4 o'clock. I did 44 miles today. Interstate 90. So I did 44. It's louder than I think it is. So I did 44 miles today. A lot of it was downhill, but I got a really late start. So I was averaging better than 10 miles an hour anyway. So what I'm looking at though is my battery is really good right now. So if I sit here tonight and then get an early start in the morning, I should be able to do a good solid day. It's a lot of pretty level tomorrow, it looks like, I think. I don't know. But yeah, we had a long downhill today, but funny one, I didn't get any video. I came through a construction zone on the freeway, and they went single lane and put both directions on the opposite side. And I rode there for a couple of miles, and there was virtually no shoulder for me to be on. So I'm like, okay, this is kind of getting scary. So the first chance I got, I jumped over the center divide while there was a authorized vehicle turnaround area. So I jump over, get on the side that they were working on. There was hardly anybody working over there. They were cutting chunks of concrete out, but there was always enough room to get around it. So nobody really even paid me any attention. So I was like, I was going to apologize or say something, but the only people that saw me, I think, figured out what I was doing. So I was like, okay. But it was a section of interstate that it was all concrete, and they just cut a whole 10-foot by 10-foot section or whatever they are out and put a traffic cone in the hole, and then go to the next one and cut it out. And it was just like hopscotch jumping around those things, but there was always enough room to get around them. So I was like, all right, it would have been kind of funny for video, but I didn't want to stop and be in the process of documenting it and then get told to leave. So it was about 10 miles or so of that. And after the first couple miles, I'm like, you know, the cars were doing okay, but the trucks, the semis coming by me, there wasn't much room. So I was like, yeah, let me take my chances on the other side. It would have been different if they had a whole bunch of crews out there working, but there really wasn't much going on. So yeah, I completely forgot also that today's Saturday. So the fact there was anybody out there was kind of unusual. They weren't doing much because it was Saturday. I completely forgot that when it was happening. I was like, I kept looking, where's everybody at? Anyway, I'm gonna sit here and enjoy my shade for a while, cool off. Breeze feels nice. I think I had a tailwind too. I was going downhill and a tailwind, still only made 45 miles. But yeah, it was 11 o'clock when I hit the road today, so yeah, my battery is super good, so I can leave first thing in the morning if I need to, or I will. Then I'll make good miles tomorrow. We should easily hit Missoula tomorrow. And I don't think I've got cell phone coverage here. I haven't had cell phone all day today, which is weird. But I'd see bars, but it never would work on data. And everything I do is on data, so it's like, you know, if I needed to make a call or something, that would probably work, but it's not something I need very often. So yeah, anyway, so that's the highway fence, and that's the bike, that's the highway. I started walking a little further up. Okay, this is kind of weird. I don't think it'll show up. There's a dark spot there. That's all asphalt. Now, I'm trying to think, what in the heck is this? I mean, was this the old road or what? You know, it's like, I didn't see it from the road. I come walking up here, I was like, wait a minute. There's grass growing up here. It hasn't been used for quite a while, but maybe that's part of the old road. Kind of weird. Oh, and then right over there is the airport, but that doesn't really affect us. Can't imagine they're going to do a lot of flights out of there. All right. That's it for today. As always, thanks for watching the videos and thanks for all the support, and stay tuned for the next one. We're like 45 miles into Montana already. I think I'll be in Montana for about a week and then I'll drop down into Wyoming. Probably. Yeah.